Okay, welcome to this video on the option Greeks. I'm going to first start by discussing Delta. What I have set up here is the option chain for PayPal. Now, PayPal last traded at 204, but it's gone up to 205.4 in the aftermarket, so it's moving around a little bit. Let's take a look at this 25th of September expiration series. It's expiring 29 days away. I have the bid and the ask prices set up here. And then this left column right here is the delta for each of the call options. And over on the put side, this column right here is the delta. And you can see that they're all negative, which just represents that the premium is moving in the other direction. So this delta column shows you by how much your premium is changing for each $1 move in the stock price. So for example, this 200 strike price call option, if PayPal were to move up $1, the premium would increase by 61 cents. And if PayPal were to go down $1, the premium would decrease by 61 cents. And remember that delta also has a second meaning as a proxy for the probability of success of that option. So you can look at this option as having a 61% chance of expiring in the money. Now, as you can see that all of the in the money options have a delta that's greater than 0.5. Now, this 205 has a delta of 0.51 and it's shaded black. That's just because option prices don't move in the aftermarket and the stock price does. It's trading a tick above 205 right now. So it's technically in the money, it just hasn't been shaded. So that'll correct when the market's open tomorrow morning. So its delta is 0.51, and the deeper you go in the money, the bigger the delta becomes. And that works in the other way too. For the out of the money options, the further and further you go out of the money, the smaller the delta becomes. So it's important to keep in mind that for each $1 move, whether you have, so this 195 call, you're going to make $69 as opposed to this 220 call, you would only make $24. So the out of the money options have, they're less sensitive to changes in price. Your profit and loss swings are going to be much smaller with an out of the money option than they are with an in the money option. So that's important to remember when you're picking a strike price, is that the in the money options are going to be more intense in terms of the swings in premium. I personally, when I'm selecting call options, whether it's a call or a put, I like to stay between a 0.2 and a 0.35 delta. I find that anything above a 0.4 delta and the position becomes too intense. The profit and loss swings are too big, and it makes it a little bit harder to defend, but that's just my personal trading style. That's the way I like to trade. So with that being said, I also want to mention that as the stock price moves, all of these deltas are going to change. So as PayPal moves up, all of these deltas are going to become bigger. So here's what I mean by that. So PayPal is trading at 205 right now. Let's select this 215 call option. I'm going to set it to one contract. So this middle slice right here, PayPal, it's using the last traded price in the open market. It's 204.5, and the delta is 33.48. This is in terms of dollars. So it's multiplying it by 100. If PayPal moves up $1, your position will show a profit of $33. So this top slice represents what would happen if PayPal moved up $10 to 214.5. This 215 strike price would become the new at the money option. And if you remember, at the money options have a delta of 0.5. And you can see that the delta is increasing from 33 to 51. So that's what I mean when I say that all of these deltas are going to increase. And you can see that the position would have a profit of $355 were that to happen. Now, conversely, in the other direction, let's say that PayPal goes down $10. Your delta would decrease to 18.23 and your position would lose $322, right? And that makes sense because your option is getting further and further out of the money. The premium is losing value. It's becoming cheaper. It's less likely to happen. That's why you're losing money, because your option is becoming less valuable and the delta is shrinking. So that is important to keep in mind. Whenever you have a positive delta, you have a trade that makes money when the stock price goes up. So let's look at the puts. It's basically the same concept, but in reverse. Let's take a look at this 195 strike. I'm going to set it to one contract. We can see that the starting delta is -30. So what that means, if PayPal goes up $1, this position would show a loss of $30. And that makes sense because we want the stock to go down because this is a put. If PayPal were to go down by $10 to 194.5, the new delta would be -48, right? Because this 195 put would become the new at the money strike price. So the delta would be exactly 0.5 if PayPal were to close at exactly 195. So you can see here that the position would show a profit of $361. In the other direction, if PayPal went up $10, the delta would shrink to -16. So your option is becoming less valuable because it's moving further out of the money. And you can see that it would show a loss of $262. So this is obvious with single options, and you can use delta to see how intense your position is, because this is one contract. Let's say, we wanted 8 contracts. You can see that the delta is become -243. So that means for every dollar PayPal is moving around, you're going to see $243 swings in your profit and loss. So you can make that determination if that's a position that's too intense for your account. And the other important thing is when you start constructing more advanced trades, like you have more than one option with different strike prices in different expiration dates, and it's all in the same stock, it can become a little bit complex, and you can look at delta to summarize what your position is. So you can select all of your option contracts, and it will show you the net delta. So you can see very quickly if you have a position that is making money if a stock goes up, or if it's making money when a stock goes down. And delta is just very useful in constructing your trades in general. So that is delta. What I'm going to go over now is by how much the delta is changing by, and that's the next Greek, which is gamma.